So here in this video, well, let's just start off with the obvious. This is the hardest difficulty, and I'm gonna beat it today. So, first of all, how did I do this? There's a very, very overpowered tech, called residual dipolar coupling. Basically, whenever you cancel on anything, a gun, a tech, a field, it instantly gives you, like, 10-ish coupling, which, you already know where I'm going with this, combine it with field emitter, so that every single perk of, like, every coupling is now combined into field emitter, which, sorry, if you clicked on this game, you have no idea what it is, that's okay. You can go visit just about any video from the past. A lot of my videos from a month ago show great examples of step-by-step how to play the game, how to understand it. There are a lot of shapes, and it's a really great game. It's a really great community, and I'd appreciate it if you joined. More the merrier. So, moving on to this video. Hardest difficulty, residual dipolar coupling. Told you that. Now, let's talk about why it's overpowered. All you need is residual dipolar coupling. You don't need anything else, because you can just cancel it. Even if you get Brainstorm, which is a very powerful tech, which recently got nerfed to have like 25 energy every time it respins, whatever. You still don't take that, because it's better to just get your coupling, because it's just instantaneous, very powerful. Exponential, that's the word. It gains exponential damage, which is rare in this game. Basically, every time you deflect with your space, which you'll see space being used a lot. Every time you deflect with space, it creates like a certain amount of ice, depending on how much coupling you have, and that amount of ice gets increased damage, which, guess what? Coupling increases damage. So you get one coupling, you get an additional 0.1 ice per deflection, and you get a small amount of damage from Plasma Torch. You then increase that one coupling to 10 coupling, which, by the way, that is a single gun, field, or tech. A little bit more. That now gives a whole ice and a lot more damage. So now each ice is doing more and more damage. It's a really good exponential, like, factor, I guess. One of the few builds that can actually survive late game and early game. The only problem is that it's a tech. It's not related on any overpowered gun or overpowered field. If you get it, great. You've automatically won this game. Won the final difficulty. If you don't have it, yeah, you might have to restart. If you get it after the first round, that's fine. If you get it by reactor, no. So, along with getting an insane amount of coupling, the holding space also does knockback, which is lifesaver. It literally saves this game countless times. You'll see later in the video. So it gives knockback. It costs energy. That's not a problem. Every single time you get a coupling, you increase max energy by 5, and max energy and energy per second by 0.6. If you're getting like 14 coupling around, 14 times 0.6 is like 11. 10? Yeah, about 10. You're getting 10 energy per second every single round. That is insane. Energy is not a concern. Kind of. If you sit there for the whole map holding space, while you're holding space, you don't increase your energy. So you just sit there losing energy constantly, and you aren't gaining anything back. So if you get something like waste heat recovery, yeah, you're never never running out of energy, especially late game. Especially late game. But if you don't have waste heat energy, which is fine, or waste heat recovery, it's fine. You still get an absurd amount of energy. Just don't hold space for like 5 seconds, and then you can hold it for another 30. It's genuinely crazy. So, a couple more stuff that you get from coupling is defense. You get an absurd amount of defense from, excuse me, from negative mass. It literally, I have to restart the tab at the end of the run instead of just killing myself. Because it does so much defense. So you're never dying. And as long as you're never dying, you just sit there regening energy. Oh, I'm gonna hold space, slowly kill everything. There's also a bunch of constraints that make your enemies heal. Again, it's not a problem, because, well, first of all, one of the two constraints is, like, mobs heal when nearby mobs die. It's usually the nearby mobs heal full. It's fine, you have enough damage output. The visually scary one is whenever you take damage, mobs heal, which this build takes a lot of damage. Even though it has an insane amount of knockback, it barely does any damage late game, especially with the amount of scaling that the mobs do. So this build is very, very defensive, which is fine. It just means that you you do have to take some damage. But it's fine, because one heal heals you like 20 or 15, it doesn't matter, because usually that's enough to full heal. That covers that. Now, that's about everything you get from coupling. On this run, I experienced a very hilarious phenomenon. If you get the two constraints, power-ups are delayed until the next level. I forget what it's called. And if you get the other constraint, 0.3 damage done after power-ups, the ladder never actually triggers. So you just sit there with one constraint, and that constraint barely matters. I mean, we take those, it's free damage, it's free constraints, but, like, you know, probably a bug. In this run, I go with mine. What gun you select, it literally doesn't matter. Frick, even take drones. Every single gun you take will automatically have infinite ammo. You can just use as much as you want. It doesn't matter. Mine, it kind of carries me through early game when, like, the first 2 rounds, I guess, maybe 3 rounds. It's also good at getting around angles, like, the new worm boss, or hydra boss, or, no, it's worm, which I have a couple nitpicks on the worm boss. It doesn't turn around fast enough. There's, the green butterfly, I forget the name, green butterfly with, the wings boss thing, like a year ago, it used to turn around really quickly so that you could just cut off its tail. I want that with the worm boss. Right now it doesn't turn around fast enough, so weapons like, harpoon, laser, yeah, just about those two, and plasma torch, even, not plasma ball. Those have a really, really difficult time getting around the tail, so, like, you have to take a bunch of damage, and it's not fun. So, that's a nitpick. I think that was my only thought on... Oh, why mine? So, mine gets around corners, like, with the worm boss. It also... yeah, it carries the first couple of levels, I mentioned that. it it's a backup. In case I run out of energy, it's just spam mines. Although usually late game, you'll want to not spam anything. Well, I guess you can spam mines because you get energy while you spam mines. Something you don't want to take, I learned from a previous run, is do not take a laser. Literally take any other gun, even harpoon, because harpoon can carry you the first couple of levels. The weapons will all carry you past the first couple of levels. But you also want some of them, like Spores is by far the best. It does a lot of damage, especially late game. And like you don't want laser because it costs energy, 18 per second, and you just can't afford that. If you're trying to regen energy, you can't afford any energy spentness. Yeah. Other things with this build, really nothing. If you want, you can take anti-shear topology, but usually the enemies will be like up in your face or you'll be up in their face. So extra range is like mid. Besides, late game, you're shooting out so many projectiles, you don't really need it. I took it just to test it, I guess. It's not really that necessary. So another thing I'll mention. Oh wait. Oh yeah, another thing I'll mention. This run was cheated. Obviously, you can't do testing mode, but I I didn't want to sit and wait around for residential dipolar coupling, whatever. I didn't want to sit around for that. I got it once or twice. I just gave up after that because the builds didn't work. The first time I go into experiment, it works. Whatever. It doesn't matter. So yes, this is an experiment. I only realized at the very end that it's actually looping through all the bosses. So I think I go through it about twice, maybe 3 times before the final boss shows up. Other techs you can take. Interest is a really, really good one. It doesn't matter what point in the game you are, just take interest. Because usually, so late game, and I know I'm saying a lot of late game stuff, you have to worry about late game, mid game, early game, all of them when playing in this extremely difficulty. If you take it late game in interest, it usually instantly pays itself off in the next round. Because if you were to cancel instead, it would give you like, right, 9, 10 coupling. But if you keep it, it can give you like 11, 12 within a single round. So it instantly pays itself off in one round. But it also just pays itself off late game. Research is ignorable in this build. You're just taking it for coupling. That's usually why you're taking it for the main reason people take interest, personally myself, take interest is because it's not for the research. You just want the coupling. Everything else is ignorable. I mean, sure, an extra research is nice, but ants is so much better. Another tech you could take, and I don't advise it, is virtual particles. I would advise it if it's like your first or second tech that you get in the whole game, ignoring canceling. There, it can stack up far, well, nothing's going to stack up better than interest with this build, but it stacks up quite nicely. Basically, just take every coupling tech ever. Like if it says coupling and not alternate reality, take it. Another one that you can take is technical debt. You can take technical debt. Obviously, if you're not actually selecting any techs, it usually just gives you triple damage for a tech. That is really good, especially because the flaw with this build is not enough damage. It has plenty defense. It has plenty knockback, plenty utility. Well, not so much movement. Yeah. Then there's also a pair that you should always take. Like, if you're ever doing a field emitter with coupling build, you should always take Freeze Burner. Freeze Burner and the other 66% one, or whatever, both of those are very, very good. Percentage damage is really rare in this game. When you get it, take it. Because it's just, well, one, especially in this build, because it's just free damage, right? Especially percentage damage, which I just said the same thing. Yes, take percentage damage. It's very good, especially in a build lacking damage. I've said the same thing 3 times. Moving on. Moving on, there's a bunch of texts that say cancel. I'm going to point out a couple of them. You're obviously taking residential dipolar coupling because that's what the bill is all about. Commodities exchange, when you cancel, you spawn 21 to 22 of a combination of heals, ammo, and research. Don't take that. Don't take that. It's not good. Not good in this build. In most builds, it's pretty good. Not in this one. Because you don't need heals, you don't need research, you don't need ammo. End of story? End of story. Queen Tess. Oh wait, I'm jumping around. Options exchange. After clicking cancel, it randomizes choices and triples the choices once per level. I haven't tested this. If you get double the cancel triggers, yes, take this. Because, right, you take it, you get a single tech, it instantly replaces itself. Yeah, take that. If it works. If it doesn't work, please comment in the comments. I probably won't cut this out if it doesn't work, but whatever. Next one, Futures Exchange. After clicking cancel, give 8% power up duplication. Yeah, that's pretty good. Within a couple of rounds, you can have nearly 100% duplication, which is duplicating everything. It's better to take it the time where you take virtual particles, just because the stacking bonus is nice, but if you find it late game, don't take it. Now, a bunch of texts like determinism, where it spawns 4 texts, but future stuff only has one choice, take that, right? It's just free quadruple, coupling for 1 tech. Yes, that's very good. Super determinism. Spawn 4 techs, you can't click cancel. Oh, wait. No, I haven't. No, do not take that. What else? Many things you don't want to take. Decoherence, brainstorm, something collapse after a boss dies. It spawns a bunch of research. Research triggers alternate reality. Usually you would take a combination of those. Don't in this build. It's just cancel build, cancel, cancel, cancel. If you find a bunch of texts that say like, well, if you find a bunch of texts that are like spawn a gun tech and spawn some ammo, I forget what it's called, but it effectively goes like that. Yeah, take it. Let's hope you have a high amount of duplication. Anyway, you're just gonna cancel it, so you might as well just spawn it. Right, because you're gonna cancel the gun. And it gets free ammo, so I guess. Oh, it doubles gun techs, and you don't want gun techs in this build. No, maybe not. Another couple that you could take, here is, like, remove a random tech that you have, spawn like 3 guns or 3 techs or 3 fields, depending on what you get. Do not take that. No matter what you build, it is not worth the risk that you could lose the only thing your build is about. Unless you already have 100 of it, you're fine. If you have 100 coupling, you can take it. If you don't have 100 coupling, do not take it. It doesn't matter if you can roll into interest. It doesn't matter if you can roll back into it. Do not take it. It is not worth the risk. But yeah, that basically covers everything. Don't take bots. Don't take a lot of just cancel everything. When in doubt, cancel. Uh, that you don't even need. Oh, I guess gives free energy if you want. No, no, that's pretty crucial. If you find that, take it. Last thing, instability doesn't exactly work on the hardest difficulty because your damage taken is multiplied by 2. Instability doesn't work with it. Just to rephrase, would work just fine. Land green. Anything else? I think that's it. Um, oh, field coupling. If you find that, yeah, take it. It gives more than no, residential dipolar coupling gives more. As of right now, in the future, land green might buff field coupling and nerf dipolar coupling, but I don't know. Obviously, count it. You're fine if you lose time, whatever. Okay, very, very last thing. Find structure constant. I used to like that. Do not take it. This is a defensive build, all about basically just negative mass. It's not a plasma torch build. It's not a block collision build. It is a defense build. Do not take fine structure constant. You will lose all your blues. That is the only way that you can lose at this point. Like, even if a text dealer spawns with the constraint, texts go into next level or whatever, it hits you infinitely times. As long as you have like 100, 150 blues, coupling, you should be fine. Do not take fine structure constant. It is the only way you can lose. And a general, like, fact, don't take junk checks. If you want to mess around, go ahead. If you've already won and you have like 300 coupling, sure, go ahead. But generally don't take it. I think that about finishes the video. Thank you for watching all the way. Please like, please subscribe. This build is overpowered. Goodbye.